Hey everyone, welcome back to Guitars, Whiskey, and Golf in my bourbon tasting room. Today I wanted to get back into whiskey reviews and do a review of Four Roses Single Barrel. So recently I was chatting with a friend of mine who we were just going back and forth on what bourbons and ryes we really like, and he mentioned Four Roses Single Barrel. So I've had a couple of bottles on my shelf over the years of the Four Roses Single Barrel, but I haven't had one in probably a year or so. And I remember just loving them. And so it just reminded me, hey, I'm going to go out and pick myself up a bottle. So went to the store, picked it up, brought it home. Since then, I've had a couple of small sips of it, and it just reminded me of why this is such a great bourbon. So let's get into this one a little bit. Four Roses Single Barrel. It's, first of all, non-age stated, which obviously gives the distiller more flexibility. They're not locked into an age statement. If they happen to find a barrel that's 5 years old that they love, they can release it. If they find a barrel that's 8 years old and they love it, they can release it, but they're not beholden to that age statement. In this case, personally, I don't get that caught up in age statements. I've had bonded whiskey at 4 years old that's tremendous. I've had whiskeys that are 12 years old that are tremendous. But I've also had bourbons and ryes that are well aged up into the 10, 12-year range that I don't like. So I think in some ways, sometimes the age statement's a bit of marketing. But in any event, this is non-age stated. But don't have any trepidation regarding that because this is an excellent whiskey, and I'm kind of giving away the review at this point. But again, non-age stated, 100 proof. The mash bill on this is 60% corn. It's 35% rye, 5% malted barley. So very high rye mash bill. So let's get into the nosing a little bit. By the way, this is a $52 bottle retail. Um, So it's, I would call it mid-priced. It's not excessively expensive. It's readily available, which is, hey, that's a big part of my channel. I'm always hunting for good bourbons that you can find. What's the point in talking about a whiskey that nobody can find or nobody can afford? So this is $52 retail, and in my opinion, worth every penny. So the nose is really dark and rich. You get a lot of dark fruit, almost like raisin, maybe dark cherry. You get definitely rye spice, but in the most pleasing way. Sometimes rye spice can come off like a very proofy flavor or nose, um, very biting sometimes, but the spice in this comes across like very, very warm baking spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, and it just has a really, really super pleasing nose. I almost get like a brown butter thing going on, some oak for sure, some vanilla, but overall the nose is dark, really pleasing, fruity, in the sense that I get like raisin and fig, maybe something like that. Then you combine that with nice spice, brown butter, and oak. So really, really nice nose. It's going for taste. The flavors, much like the nose, are very rich, dark flavors. You get almost like a chocolate covered dark cherry kind of a thing happening. Definitely spice on the palate, but it's all in a really, really nice balance. The spice is not kind of hitting you over the head. It's just very warm, inviting. I don't get a huge kind of Kentucky hug with this. To be expected at 100 proof, I wasn't really expecting that. But again, the flavors are rich vanilla, dark cherry, raisin, some vanilla, and definitely some oak and baking spices. So to wrap this one up, if you're looking for, if you're not, even if you're not much of a bourbon drinker and you're looking for a bottle to have at home, so when you have guests over, you have a really nice bottle of bourbon that you can treat your guests to. This is one that I would highly recommend. It is delicious. It's full of flavor. It's full of good aromas. At $52, it's affordable for most people. The other nice thing about the Four Roses single barrel is you'll pretty much find it in every liquor store. So, which is kind of what my channel is all about. Um, I want to talk about whiskeys that we can find, that we can afford, that we can share, and recommend back and forth to each other that we can add to our collections and really enjoy. So, this is a recommend for me, strong recommend. The nose and the palate are absolutely amazing. And for $52, this is a bottle that will please just about everyone. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.